Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Good morning viewers. We are going to see about the upcoming Rahu Ketu transit, which is going to take place on April 12th, 2022, where Rahu moves from Taurus to Aries and Ketu moves from Scorpio to Libra. As you know, the Rahu Ketu moves in the anti-clockwise direction. Now we will be seeing for each and every zodiac sign the effect of Rahu Ketu transit for the next 1.5 years. So this transit takes place on April 12th and Rahu will stay there till October 2023. So this 1.5 years, Rahu will be placed in Aries and Ketu will be placed in Libra. So people might think they'll give a lot of ill effects. Some people might think it will give good effects. But one has to understand that the Rahu Ketu transit, the Saturn transit or the yearly transit, all this will have effects up to 15 to 20%. Basically, the individual horoscope having the current Mahadasa and Antardasa will have the maximum effect, that is up to 80%. So one need not have to worry about all these transits. Also, some people might say that I am in Aries, so when Rahu comes to Aries, then it will give me a lot of problem. Some may think that okay, in Libra Ketu comes, so it will give me a lot of good things. Actually, one has to understand that each and every person will be there under a particular nakshatra, and in that nakshatra it will be a particular nakshatra path. So when you calculate about a zodiac sign, the total number of nakshatras, it will have 3 nakshatras, and totally 9 nakshatra padas will be there in a particular zodiac sign. When you consider the total Rahu Ketu period, transit period of 18 months on a particular transit period, so if you divide that 18 months by 9 nakshatra padas, each nakshatra pada will have a duration of 2 months. So the ill effect or the good effect will have impact only up to 2 months, when actually the Rahu Ketu moves on to the particular nakshatra pada. So there is no need to worry about all these transit of Rahu Ketu and at the same time, when Rahu or Ketu is associated with a positive planets like Jupiter, Venus or rising moon, etc., then there won't be any much difficulties. But at the same time, if Rahu or Ketu is associated or aspected by evil planets like Saturn or Mars, then they may have some bad effects also. Depends upon the particular person's horoscope. If the person is having a very good Mahadasa and Antardasa running, he may not have much bad effects. But at the same time, if a person is not having a proper Mahadasa and Antardasa running, then they may have some ill effects also. We will be seeing for each and every zodiac sign there will be a separate video. If you are new to this channel, keep it subscribed so that you will get all my updates instantly. Now let us see on the day of the transit Rahu Ketu, what are all the planetary positions and the general prediction. On April 12th, 2022, around 1:48 p.m, you can see the Rahu transit takes place, where Rahu moves from Taurus to Aries. As per the Kala Purusha Tattva, it is the first house, and Ketu moves from Scorpio to Libra, which is the 7th house as per the Kala Purusha Tattva. When you see on the day 1, that the moment the Rahu Ketu transit takes place, Rahu moves to the first house, where the lord of the first house, Mars, is very strong at the 11th house of Rahu. So we can say there are a lot of good things can happen during this year. Rahu and Ketu will work in a way that it occupies the house and it will do the duties of the like a house owner of that particular zodiac sign. So it will take the responsibility of the house, of the lord of the house, and it will react to that way. And secondly, it will also give effects based on the nakshatra it is traveling. So you have to see both the things. That is, the first priority is given to the house and the second priority given to the nakshatra it works. Now in the first house, as you see, Mars is very strong. It is associated with the positive planets like Venus as well as Jupiter. As we generally say, the first impression is always a best impression. So during this particular Rahu Ketu period, it looks very much positive. So a lot of positive things can happen this year. There may be good land reforms may introduced, and there will be a lot of changes in the buying and selling of land. So we can expect a lot of improvements in buying and selling of land, and there will be good movement in the construction field. A lot of people may get good opportunities in the construction field. Also in medicinal field there will be good improvements. A lot of good medicines may come, and there will be a demand for the doctors, and some of the doctors may get good names and fame during this particular year. Also, as we have seen in this 2022 New Year, which is more predominantly for the women. So Ketu moves on the 7th house, and a lot of 7th house Venus is also associated in the 11th house. So which seems to be highly profitable. So we can expect a lot of good things happening for the women. So a lot of good women entrepreneurs may come up this year. A lot of good opportunities in the film industries for the youngsters, especially for the women artists. So we can see a lot of good actors coming out, being good singers, good painters, dancers. So a lot of good things can happen for the women, working women also. During the day, when the Rahu Ketu transit takes place, the star seems to be Maha, and the zodiac sign being Leo, and 9th house where Rahu stays when compared from the zodiac sign. So it will have some effects, ill effects for the traditional people who believe in spirituality. There may be some conflicts, there may be some tough time for them. So there are days where the temples may be closed, and they may not be allowed to worship, and they may not be allowed to practice certain rituals like that. So they may face certain problems on that particular area. But as you see, the land seems to be more strong this particular year. Lot of discoveries may happen during this year, so a lot of good things can take place, and there may be more discoveries, there may be more findings about our ancient history. So a lot of things we can expect during this year, as Mars is very strong when the Rahu Ketu transit takes place. Also Rahu indicates a technology, so we can expect a lot of improvements in the technology side also. A lot of good new things can come up during the next 1.5 years. There may be good improvements also, except certain cases where there will become conflict between the life partners as well as some business associates, as Ketu is there in the strong 7th house. Whenever it is not being aspected by a positive planet, there may be some problems. Other than that, this Rahu Ketu we can expect a lot of positivity. As you see during this initial time, Rahu is associated with Mercury, as Mercury is a standalone planet, seems to be highly positive. So Rahu turns out to be more positive in that day one itself, and in Moon seems to be at Leo, and Ketu is at Libra, and Saturn being a ruler at Capricorn, and in Aquarius there is a good conjunction of planets, Venus, Mars and Jupiter, and in 12th house Pisces where Sun is there. So this is a position of planet during the Rahu Ketu transit. Now we will be seeing for each and every zodiac sign a separate video, for which the effect of Rahu Ketu as a whole on the particular house as well as for individual Nakshatra will be seeing separately. Libra, the 7th zodiac sign as per the Kala Purusha Tattva. For Libra, in the upcoming Rahu Ketu transit, Rahu from 8th house moves to the 7th house, and Ketu moves from 2nd house to the 1st house, that is Libra itself. So this Rahu Ketu transit for Libra may not be much favorable, as both the 2nd and the 1st house of Ketu will not do much positivity. But Rahu, which was placed in the 8th, so far it was very good. Now it moves to the 7th house, which is not so good. There will be difficulties, and there could be difference of opinion between the couples, husband and wife. Those who are not married yet, there will be still problems to find a suitable alliances. They may face disturbances and conflicts even if the marriage proposal comes in this period. If the personal horoscope is having a strong and positive Mahadasha currently running, then there could be positive chances of marriage. Initially, Rahu is positive as it gets associated with Mercury. Same way, if Rahu is associated or aspected by a positive planet, there could be chances of marriages and other positivity also. For Libra, 7th house Lord is very strong and positive to Rahu. There could be positive predictions in initial stages. When the 11th house Lord Sun happens to conjunct with Rahu, that time they may face problems, especially ego problems with their opponents. The problems could be with life partners as well as with business partners also. There could be a dip in the profit they get during that time. Some may get a delayed salary and there could be a deduction in the expected earnings also. Leaders in politics may not find the period suitable and some of the seniors in a company may have tough time also. After May, there could be some positive results. Some may get government opportunities. Some may get chance to work in government departments. Unemployed youths could get good government opportunities. As Saturn is strong in the 4th house, some may face health related issues. There could be problems in hip, leg and palm. Some may face health issues with their mother and mother side family. Some may find losses in their assets and properties which could take place during this time. In terms of business, construction field could find some good success of business during this particular time. There could be improvements in medicines field also. Some new doctors may start their own dispensaries and some may join in hospitals. Some of them show interest in research and development in medicine field. This could help them to become a specialist or a surgeon in the future. Children may not study properly in this period. They may not be supportive with their parents. After 2023 January, they may show interest in studies. Those who are waiting for childbirth for very long, chances of getting positive results after June. As Ketu leaves the 2nd house and comes to the zodiac itself, so far they might have faced problems in terms of communications which may get solved during this time. Those working with communication as a base in their work, they will find suitable time after Ketu moves to the zodiac. Some may renovate their house or move to a new house on Ketu's transit. Now since Ketu is getting associated with the zodiac, there could be chances of frequent illness during this time. There could be delay in certain attempts they do. For completing certain simple tasks, they need to put several attempts. Some may leave their family and stay alone during this time. Find interest to keep themselves away from the crowd. Initial 6 months when Ketu travels on Jupiter's star, they face troubles with their younger brothers and sisters. Some of their friends also turns out to be their enemies during that time. Even in workplace, they could not convince their management with the results of their work. Seniors will be disappointed or dejected with their work during that period. After 6 months, all such bad effects will come to an end. The time could turn out to be positive for them. Business in the areas of sand, stone, cements will improve. Those working as middlemen will also find suitable time. Insurance agents, medicines and vehicle insurance agents, brokers for houses will all get good business after 6 months time. Those working in army, military and navy will also find the period suitable for them. Some of the young graduates show interest in joining the army. During the time Ketu travels on the star of Mars, they get chances of buying properties, new vehicles, etc. Some may buy and sell shares and get profits during that period. For the zodiac sign, some may get good support morally and financially by their counterparts. That is, if husband falls on this zodiac, then they may get support from the wife and vice versa. For this zodiac sign also, female candidates get more opportunities compared with male candidates. Whether you beat work, beat the increments or beat promotions, girls score higher marks compared with boys in schools. Some may join in films or serials and become popular actresses, and some may become good singers during that period. Working women will also find this period more suitable for them. So for Libra, this Rahu Ketu transit can yield them 50 to 65% positive results. Now let us see the nakshatras of Libra. Libra, Chitra Pada 3 and 4, Swati and Vishaka Pada 1, 2 and 3 Padas form the cluster of the zodiac sign Libra. Now for Chitra Pada 3 and 4, Mars owns this star, and while Rahu travelling on the star of Sun Kritika and Mars is very positive, chances of good marriage alliances will come for them. Business will be good mainly on construction side, medicine side and electronic products. During that time, while Rahu travels on Bharani star of Venus, there could be some hurdles in marriages, be some positive expenses also. During that time, when Rahu travels on Ashwini star of Ketu, there could be some health related problems, mainly cold, asthma, blood pressure, like that. At the same time, some may get good support from their friends. Chances of moving to a new house during that period can happen. They could get support from the children and they study well during that particular time. So, for Chitra star of Libra, we can say there could be 55% positive results. Then comes Swati star, the star of Rahu, and Rahu will not do much negative results for Swati as it owns that particular star. During the time when Rahu travels on the star of Sun, they find some problems in the revenue. There could be low salary, delayed salary, not getting salary in time, there may be losses in assets, loss of properties, all such bad things can happen. When Rahu travels on the Bharani star of Venus, chances of getting entry in arts, drama, cinema fields. Some of them could exhibit their talents and come up in their life. Good chance for women artists compared with men during this time. There could be some new come up in social media during this period from the zodiac sign. During that time, when Rahu travels on Ashwini star of Ketu, they face cold and fever problems and health related issues, which traditional medicines like Ayurveda and Siddha could support them for the remedies. There could be conflicts between husband and wife during that period. So for Swati Nakshatra, there could be 60% positive results. Then comes Visaga Pada 1, 2 and 3. The star of Jupiter. As the star of Jupiter is associated with Libra zodiac sign, which is the house of Venus, this star may not get good support as Venus will not do good for this star of Jupiter. During the time Rahu travels on Kritika star of Sun, they get support as Sun will do good for the star of Jupiter. Some of them may get government jobs during that time. Some of them may join in politics and get good support, and leaders could find suitable time for winning. During this time, Rahu travels on Bharani star of Venus. They find some hurdles in marriages, problems with enemies, problems in business, all bad effects they may face. During the time Rahu travels on Ketu star Ashwini, the existing problems will get solved. Some of the good things can happen. Some of them get married during the time. Chances of starting new business. Some new doctors will start their own practices. While Ketu travel on the star of Jupiter and Mars, there could be some health related issues. At the same time, some of them show interest in spiritual life. They start following certain traditional practices followed by their grandfathers during that time. Chances of doing pilgrimage tours, visiting to the family temples and other tours could happen during this time. The transit of Ketu will be favorable for the star Chitra and Vishaka compared to the star Swati. So for Vishaka star we can say up to 60% positive results during this Rahu Ketu transit.